What is up, my good people of the internet? Dan Tortora here, hanging out with you where sports truly meets that thing called life. And we are here on a beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. I hope you're having yourselves a wonderful Friday. It is the last Friday that we will have in 2023. It is Friday, December 29th, and it is the final Friday of 2023. When we hit Monday, believe it or not, folks, we will be in 2024. And I remember sitting in this studio in 2023 in January, thinking to myself, wow, it's January already. And now it's almost January again. So celebrate your moments. Don't waste time. Make the most of the time you got. A lot of things to get into, a lot of things to talk about. We got a trio of shows. Today's broadcast is going to be separated into two parts. So in part one, we're going to bring you inside of MON-FRI's Popcorn.com's What's Poppin', the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel, DeWitt, followed by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, proudly presenting LEAD, which is the acronym that I created by the grace of God, who helped to give me this idea. Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver is the name of the acronym. Today's topic is New Year's resolutions. We're going to get into those. And we're going to do the top dog of the week, where I have the opportunity to spotlight someone or more than one person or organization that I believe should be honored for positive contributions to society in the top dog of the week, proudly presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, the only place, in my opinion, to bring your dog for short and long-term care. They're both located in East Syracuse, by the Thruway, by the highway, by Erie Boulevard, very easy to get to. 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse for the daycare, and for the campground dog boarding for longer-term care, 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, both located off of Bridge Street. And if you know where the BJ's is on Bridge Street, it's across the street before you go over that bridge heading toward James Street and Mother's Cupboard. Before you go over that bridge, you make your first left. You'll see the Penn and Trophy Center, and K9 Camp Dog Daycare is right there. You could see them from the road. You could see them from coming off Erie Boulevard. You could see them on Bridge Street, and right around the corner you'll find K9 Kampground Dog Boarding on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, as I mentioned. So we're going to do these first three segments, our trio of signature segments that happen on Fridays here on Wake Up Call throughout the year, and then we're going to start a new video in my conversation with Malcolm Folk. Malcolm Folk, a defensive back who came into Syracuse in 2021, got his degree in 3 years in political science. Very, very incredible feat that he accomplished there. Very reputable moment in his life. So congratulations to him and his family for that. And he's going to have a couple years of eligibility as he sets forward to Kent State. He is going to give us a no-holds-barred, behind-the-scenes look at being a student athlete and everything that happened at Syracuse, from Dino Babers being let go to Fran Brown coming in, to the transfer portal, to how certain things were handled, to navigating through adversity, through how he accomplished getting his degree in 3 years. A lot of great stuff coming up, telling the story of Malcolm Folk, and I am so honored and privileged that he trusted me to tell his story. So very excited to share that with you. So make sure you look out for that this morning at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Airing as its own separate video on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT. So with that being said, let's jump into the annoying moment. I always like this last annoying moment of 2023. Let's make it a good one. Here we go.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel, DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so. The annoying moment of the week. Oh, folks, the places where I can take you on this journey. Where would you like to go? So the annoying moment of the week. One of the things I saw that I really didn't like, and I know people joke around, and I know, people will do certain things and, say certain things, and some of it is amongst friends and whatnot. I saw some kids bullying another kid and, just kind of messing around. It seems like maybe they were friends, maybe they know each other, but just, being kind of annoying, knocking each other's hats off, doing certain things. And I understand it happens, but I look back on my life, and I mean, there are grown adults. I'm 38 years old, and there's grown adults that try and bully me, try and bully other people. It's sad if you're a bully when you're a child. It's absolutely just deplorable if you're a bully as an adult, because that means that you haven't learned anything, or you learned it and you forgot it. So bullying, to me, there's no good place for it. Oh, it's tough love. It's like, it's not love at all. So, I think bullying needs to stop. I think it's unfortunate that in the world we live in today, bullying can follow you home. I mean, there are people that bully on social media all the time, and it doesn't even warrant a response from me, and so I'm not going to give it one. But I will say that, I mean, when I was a little kid, I encountered bullies. As a 38-year-old man, I've encountered bullies, and I pray for you. I hope that you were raised better than the way that you act. If you were, then I hope that you act accordingly. And if you weren't raised well, then I hope you encounter someone that helps to raise you properly in the here and now. Because for you to go any longer in your life being a just mean and heartless human being is not good for you, and it's not good for anybody that you encounter. So I'm not going to call you names. I'm not going to pick on you back. I am simply going to say to all the bullies out there, something inside of you is obviously broken, and I hope that you find peace. I hope that you get that part of you fixed, and I hope that you are surrounded by things that teach you what the true meaning of life is, because it's really sad to me that we are living in a society where bullies feel all too comfortable bullying people. Another thing that I'd like to let go in 2023 and never see again is the hypocrisy. They say there's 7 deadly sins. I consider hypocrisy the 8th deadly sin, and because it leads to a lot of things. And hypocrisy, double standards, I've seen so many of them, and it seems like the people that are the most vile and mean and just say terrible things can't fathom anybody saying anything mean to them. They're like the first person to complain if anybody does anything, even when people don't hurt them, but they just want to pretend like they do. The first people to complain, and also the first people to say horrible, terrible things and be really negative and very, very hurtful to others. And I find it interesting when you encounter these people that they will shoot you with the figurative gun, and while you're bleeding on the ground with your figurative bullet inside of you, they will hold the gun after they shot it at you, and it will be smoking, and they'll go, "Why did you make me shoot you? Why did you shoot yourself? I'm hurt that I shot you. I'm mad at you that I shot you." And I've told people all the time, you can't be the victim and the perpetrator. And that's not how life works. Oh yeah, I did this, but then I did this. And so, I would like to leave in 2023 hypocrisy and bullies. I really would. A funny, annoying moment of the week, I would have to say, a funny, annoying moment of the week. What could I pick for a funny, annoying moment? I mean, I guess another annoying, this isn't really funny, but I felt bad. My mom and I went to dinner. I won't name the restaurant, and they're not a partner of mine. It's just a restaurant that we went to. And the table that was there for a while before us, they looked like they had been there for a while, maybe 20 minutes before us. It was something like that. I mean, the restaurant had recently opened. And not recently opened like it was a new restaurant, but like opened that day. So that those people were probably maybe they were there 20 minutes before us, 15. And we got our food first. We got our food in normal time, and they didn't get it. They got like, I think, an appetizer, like chicken tenders or something, and then they were waiting a long time for the rest of their food. And I felt really, really bad because it looked like they were just waiting forever. And to me, that's an annoying moment too, because there's a certain amount of time where the manager should come over and say, "Hey, you know what? we messed this up, or this happened, or that happened. I'm going to take this off of your bill. I'm going to take, this. And this wasn't even my table. I just, I feel bad for other people when something happens. I don't just feel bad if it happens to me. I feel bad if it happens to somebody else. I don't wish bad on anybody. I mean, somebody could do something horrible and terrible to me, and I'm not going to like laugh and get excited if something bad happens to you. It's not how I am. I think that's a devil's delight. I don't think God delights in you smiling when somebody cuts you off and then they get hit by a car. I don't feel that, I don't see me going by them going, yeah, that's right. I just don't. I don't think that that's a good thing to do. So, yeah, I mean, I felt bad in those moments when that happens in a restaurant. Some of the things that, I guess a funny, annoying moment of the week that I would say, it's hard. There's been a bunch of things that were just like simply annoying, but a funny, annoying moment of the week, I guess kind of just seeing in life the things that people make a big deal over, myself included at times, where we really don't realize how good we have it and the things that you complain about. So I would say, being kind of better about that. I don't really know if I have a funny, annoying moment of the week. I mean, the hypocrisy thing, it kind of makes me laugh. It kind of makes me sit back and go, okay, this is insane. I would say in 2023, I mean, for people that know, my hair grows really fast. I shave it frequently. I think to the people that have asked me why I'm losing my hair, I always respond to them that I shave it, and I feel like it confuses them. I feel like people in today's America, I don't know what they're teaching in schools, and I know that there's really good teachers out there, and then I know that there's other teachers out there, and I feel like there's like common sense things that people don't get, like when you shave your head, they think you're going bald, and it's like, no, my hair grows, and then I take it away, and then it grows back, and I take it away again. I like to keep my hair short. It's just a preference. But, I feel like we comment so much on other people's lives. What if I was losing my hair? What if I was going bald, right? What if that was something that was going on in my life? I feel like, when people go up to people and go, oh, your hair's getting gray, or you're losing your hair, or you look fat, or are you pregnant? I feel like there's something, I mean, again, we're going back to people are broken inside. I would never go up to someone and go, wow, you look fat today. Wow, your hair is really gray. I feel like when people do those things, it's like I'm trying to make myself bigger than you. And in order to do that, I have to like do something to try and push you down. I laugh when guys try to do like the masculine thing when they're like, hey, I'm a bigger jock than you. I kind of just giggle. I think that's funny. I think it's really sad when a guy does that, and I think they look really stupid. And when women do it, it's like so mean, because women do it like men will just be like mean, right? Women will be mean, but they'll kind of phrase it like a compliment. They'll go, like that dress looks so good in 1980, and you're like, what? You know what I mean? So I guess the thing is just be nice to people. It's not that hard. And it's super rewarding to be nice to people. It's very fruitful. When you're nice to somebody, there's a chance when you see them again that will bear fruit. When you're mean to people, there's like an almost 100% chance that tree is dead. Like you can't go back to that tree. I mean, that tree's living, but it's not going to bear fruit for you. So, yeah, I mean, I just feel like people should be nice to people. I don't have any crazy stories for this week's annoying moment of the week. I hope I never do. I've dated enough crazy people. I genuinely would love to meet a woman who just has a good, kind, beautiful heart. I met some really nice people in dating. I met some other types of people in dating. And, women and men, I'm sure, everybody has stories. And I don't tell the names of the people that I go through stuff with, because when I joke around or I tell a serious story, it's, it's never meant to hurt somebody, and that's why I keep their name out of it. I just, we all make mistakes. I've made mistakes. I'm sure they could turn around and say, hey, Dan, he was never on time and, whatever. But I think that we should just be kinder to people. And I know that might sound so simple, but if it is, then why don't people do it? You know what I mean? It seems like a daily thing. It's like a chore for some people to just be kind. I could sit here and tell you all the things that people have done to me this year, but why give them any chance at being like, oh, cool, that was me. Hey, it's like, I feel like we all have stories we can tell, and I just feel like you got to live above it. It's really hard. You have to learn it. You have to train yourself to live above it. It doesn't mean you don't have emotion. It doesn't mean that things don't hurt you, but I guess you come to a point where certain wells never bear water. And so you have to stop going to those wells, looking in them, waiting for the water to show up. Some people's wells are dry. That's why they try to drink out of yours. I'm going to say that again. Some people's wells are dry. That's why they try to drink out of yours. So just remember that, good people, kind people, happy people, they don't pick on other people. That comes from brokenness. So the next time somebody picks on you, just understand there's something that they don't like that you have, right? And it could be your style, it could be your confidence, it could be your job, it could be your significant other, it could be where you live, it could be your family, it could be how funny you are, how smart you are, how compassionate you are, how giving you are, how selfless you are. But something, what did they say? And I can't take credit for this, but this was, I think I saw this in a movie or something, but I can't remember exactly where I heard it from, but they said, people that are mean to you, like when you're being a nice person, when you're being good to people, sometimes your goodness irritates the demons that live inside of somebody else. And that made me step back and really listen to that, right? Because I was like, why, when I'm good to everybody, I'm nice to everybody. Like, if you see me in my daily life, it's not like I'm nice to 3 people and then I'm a jerk to the other person. I may not like things that people do, and there might be moments where I'm super annoyed and I want to say something or I want to do something, be like, how dare this person? But you can follow me throughout my day, and I don't want to be mean to anybody. I don't intend to be mean to anybody. So I don't understand when other people do it. I don't understand when like somebody walks through a door and just lets it shut in your face. I don't understand when somebody sees you struggling with a door that's locked and they don't open it for you. I don't understand when a car goes flying through a parking lot when there's people trying to cross the street. There's things that I don't understand why when somebody doesn't like a movie, I didn't like the movie The Flash. And I said, I just thought there was a lot of terrible things about it. Terrible was probably too tough of a word, thinking back on it, but I was like, I didn't like it. But that doesn't mean that the actors, the director, the producer, it doesn't mean that they didn't work their hardest on the movie. It doesn't mean they didn't try to put a good thing together. I'm sure they did. I personally didn't like it, but so what, right? I don't go out and bash it. I give my opinion. That's part of Superpowered Pop. Our entertainment show is for me to talk about the movies and the TV shows and the comic books and, books and whatever, the things that I'm around in the pop culture world. I give my thoughts on it, but I give my thoughts in such a way where I want to joke around. I want to talk about it. And I also want to do it like, well, what if somebody said that? I always think about things like, what if somebody said this about me? What if somebody was like, I listened to Wake Up Call and I hated it. I just didn't like it. It's not for everybody, I guess. Like he talked about God. That pissed me off. He needs to not do that. Or, I had somebody tell me before they didn't like my voice. Nothing I can do about that. God gave it to me. So I guess you have to take it up with God and tell God that he made a mistake. I don't know. I mean, good luck with that. But, you always have to think about how you talk about somebody and how you treat them. Would you want someone to talk about you like that? And would you want somebody to treat you that way? And we don't think about that on a daily basis. Some of us do, but not all of us, or else we wouldn't act the way that we acted. I didn't like the Flash movie. I liked Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I was surprised at how much I liked Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I thought it was better than I had anticipated it was going to be. The Flash, I was concerned from the moment that they made it, because I wanted Grant Gustin to be the Flash. Yet I was like, okay, Ezra Miller, let's do this. Let's see what we got. And ultimately, I didn't like it. There was a lot of reasons why I didn't like it. But again, I give the actors and the director and the lighting people and the producer and the editors and the set designers and the costume designers, I give them all the credit in the world, because it's a really tough job. Nobody says, hey, let's go make a terrible movie and let's hope it bombs in the box office and we don't make our money back that we spent on it. I don't think anybody's saying that unless they're absolutely insane. So, I guess my response to that is, if you don't like something, then just don't be around it. You don't hear me say, I got a ton of friends that annoy me, but I hang out with them all the time. I'm not friends with those people anymore. I'm not friends with people that were dramatic and pessimistic and wanted you to second guess yourself and constantly question you. I'm not around those people anymore. I'm around people that are honest. I might, have to take some tough love, and I might have to give some tough love, but we learn from each other. We grow from each other, and I think that's what it's all about. It's what it should be all about when you have people in your life. I mean, it's not easy. You're not always going to be right? And you're not always going to be for everybody. I like Kevin Hart. I think millions of people do. But I know people who don't like Kevin Hart. And that's their prerogative. Now, if they go online and they bash him and they write to him and they tag him and they threaten him and they say horrible things to him, you're kind of a crappy person, right? You're not really being a nice, I shouldn't even say crappy. You're not being a nice person. And you might feel like it's your prerogative to do that, but I would venture to say that all of the trolls that live in real life and live on the internet would never want somebody to come underneath the cave, inside of the cave that they hide in, or under the bridge that they, crouch down under and disrupt their life. If I've learned anything about bullies, whether they're on the internet or they're right in front of you, they've been bullied. These people do not like being hurt, but they do the hurting, right? But hate is something that is a domino effect, and so is love. And we need to work on love being a domino effect to end 2023 and begin 2024 and follow really throughout everything. It's not hard to be a loving, caring person. It's hard to be a loving, caring person when hateful people are constantly banging their head against the wall of your house or your apartment or your office. That's when it's hard to be a loving, caring person, when hateful people just can't help themselves. They just want to keep going. And yeah, it's annoying, but we got to get past it. It's not easy, but we got to get past it. Not everybody respects you. Not everybody gives you credit. And if somebody tries to prove you wrong and you prove yourself right, they'll just change the rules so that you can still be wrong. And I mean, my dad said something to me a long time ago. He said, you have a certain amount of breaths that God gives you every day. You have a certain amount of energy, he said, that God gives you every day. And once you use that energy, it's gone. So if by 1 p.m. you've used up all of your energy yelling about people that are mean to you on the internet, You're spending the rest of the day exhausted. You've wasted time. You've wasted your breath. You've caused yourself physical pain. You've lost your voice. And now you have no energy for the rest of your day to do anything else. We plug our phones in, but how often do we plug ourselves in? How often, and what I mean by that is how often do we meditate, pray, read the Bible, take a walk, take a nap, get away from something? We're always trying to make sure that every single person is okay with us. Well, not every single person is okay with God. How are they going to be okay with you? Over 2,000 years ago, Jesus was led to his death for being perfect. And you want to know why people are being mean to you. They were mean to perfection before social media, before malls, before highways, before planes and trains and cars. They were mean when they had to walk from one town to the next town to gossip about somebody. They would walk until their feet were bleeding just so they could tell a false story about somebody. They couldn't tell anybody on the phone. They couldn't tell anybody on the internet. They couldn't tweet about it, text about it. Could you imagine? Hate traveled so much slower back then, but it still traveled. It's always been here. But we have a choice. To be nice to each other or to not. To learn. To not spread hate. And I promise you, if you put hate in the world, it will find you. Because what you put out will always come back. If you put love into the world, it will find you. Well, Dan, it hasn't found me yet. No, it hasn't found me either in certain respects. But it will. Well, how do you know it, Dan? I don't know. I just do. I've been hurt 1 billion times. People have ruined my trust, disrespected me, lied to me, let me down, gave me false hope, and I still believe. I have every reason to not believe in humanity, but I do. Because for every reason I have not to believe, I have that many more reasons to believe. I have brothers that chose to be my brothers that are not biologically born from the same mother and father. Yet, we call each other brother and we act that way. I have 2 sets of parents, not one. I have grandparents that from heaven continue to guide me and lead me and teach me and help me grow, even when it's painful. I have 3 awesome dogs in heaven, and I have an incredible dog, my little daughter, Baby, who's down here with me on earth. Love you, Mordu, Cinnamon, and Shady, and Lily here on earth with me. I do what I love, and I love what I do. Life is not easy, folks, and it was never meant to be. But we got to get past this. I got to please everybody. I got to make everybody like me. I got to be on good terms with everybody. Everybody's got to know why I do what I do. Everybody's got to understand me. Everybody's got to respect me. Everybody's got to get me. Everybody's got to know what my reasoning is, and they got to get behind it. No, they don't. No, they don't. Presidents have won when half the country doesn't agree with them. Think about that. When Abraham Lincoln decided to do what he did, half of the country broke away and said, we disagree. Can you imagine being president of the United States of America and half of the country stands against you to the point where they're willing to kill because they think they're right? Think about how crazy that sounds. They're willing to kill because they think that they're right. They said brother against brother, sister against sister. They were willing to stab people, shoot people, because those people disagreed with them. Think about how crazy that sounds. And that, again, was before the internet, before texting, before phones and Twitter and all that stuff. Cell phones, I should say. Think about that. This world was never meant to be a dirty, murky pool where you try to do the bare minimum to get by. It was meant to be better than that. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe God was like, hey, Book of Revelation. I know where the world's heading, and I'm going to come down here and cure it of its evil. All I know is, as difficult as life gets, none of these people deserve your brainwaves that are out there hurting you. They don't deserve your brainwaves. They don't deserve your tears. They don't deserve your anger. They don't deserve your punches or your screams or your anxiety or your stress. If somebody seeks to hurt you, they've already stamped their ticket out of your life. And most of these people never came in. You never invited them in the house. They just let themselves in. So you have to be willing to stick up for yourself. You have to be willing to stick up for others. And you got to just be a good person. And being a good person is not, well, it's different for everybody. No, it's not. Okay. Being a good person is being a good person. It's being kind. It's being nice. It's being, hospitable. It's being welcoming. It's being logical, rational, empathetic, open. You have to know you're not always right. I mean, the characteristics of being a good person are universal. They work in any language, in any background. How about this? A rich person and a poor person can both be kind the same way. Right? It's got nothing to do with money. It's about smiling, opening a door, saying hello, asking somebody how their day is and actually meaning it, sticking around to hear the answer. It's not hard to be a good person. It's hard to be a good person when you're constantly having negativity come your way and hate. But that's how this world is. The higher you go up the mountain, you think people are going to be down there cheering for you. Some of them are. Other ones are hoping that you fall off that mountain. Not because they hate you, but because they hate themselves, that they are too afraid to climb that mountain. Negativity and hate and just plain rudeness comes from a place of somebody else just not wanting to see you make it. And you're not supposed to make it to prove them wrong. You're supposed to live your life to the fullest to prove yourself right. Because on your deathbed, it's not going to matter what anybody else says or did. It's going to matter how you lived your life. Because when it's over, it's over. And so many of us learn things when we know we're dying. But why don't we learn them now? Why don't we teach them now? Why don't we assist other people and share the knowledge and the wisdom when we have it? Life is way too short. I'm 38 years old. My 20s were... I don't know how I went from 30 to 38. This year feels like I just sat here saying Happy New Year, and I'm about to sit here and say it again. And when you realize how quick time, think about how much of that you wasted on just caring what other people think about you. Now, people are always going to have opinions. The most beautiful woman in the world is going to have haters, not because she's not beautiful, but because some people can't deal with it. It makes them feel bad. The most handsome guy. When guys pick on me or try and pick me apart, try and pick my voice apart or my looks apart or the way I act apart, all that tells me is you think I'm sexier than you are. I don't think I'm sexier than you. I genuinely don't care. But you think I'm sexy. I don't hate it. We're going to take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back after this. Be good to people. And don't look for your happiness in what other people say and do. Because you're never going to find it there. You got to find it from within. We'll be back after this.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvelange, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, located for you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., right off of Teal Avenue. Whether you've ever collected a card before or this is your first outing to go to a sports card and trading card shop, GG Cards and Breaks is the perfect place to break the seal on you starting to collect and jump into this hobby world. And if you've been in it for a long time, it is a perfect place to call home in central and upstate New York. And to everybody that's traveling into the community, GG Cards and Breaks is not just a sports card shop. It's filled with people that care, people that are in the hobby, people that are constantly excited like little kids. They've never lost that spirit of finding those really cool cards. And that, to me, means the world to me. When I go into GG Cards and Breaks, I'm speaking with Josh, I'm speaking with Anthony, I'm speaking with the staff about really appreciating the hobby. And we help each other. We learn from each other. We grow in the hobby together. I love walking in there and having Anthony say, hey, you got to see this. Or Josh going, hey, man, I watched your sports card break you did for GG Cards and Breaks. And I that Origin box you opened had all this really cool stuff in it. That, to me, means the world. No matter how old you get, to be around people that just support each other, are happy for each other, and want to see each other have fun in the hobby. GG Cards and Breaks help me to reconnect with something I grew up with my mom and my grandma. And I can't thank them enough for that. Thank you, GG Cards and Breaks, for being more than a sports card shop, for being a place where it's like a community watering hole. We go over there to GG Cards and Breaks. We talk with each other. We hang out on trade nights. We buy, we sell, we trade. And you build friendships that can last a lifetime. GG Cards and Breaks, not just a sports card shop. It's the place to go to create new memories with your kids, with each other. And of course, those personal memories when you just go in by yourself You buy a pack, you go in the car, you open it up, you find your favorite player. There's nothing like that feeling. It's cool. It's fun. And those memories always stay with us. GG Cards and Breaks can be your next memory today. 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. We look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of MON-FRI.com's What's Poppin'. Just brought you the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is the exclusive home of my DT Dolphin, which you can see the Lemoyne College Dolphin fin right over my shoulder here. The DT Dolphin is an ode to the Lemoyne Dolphins. In connection with Carvel DeWitt and the Lemoyne Dolphins, I bring you the DT Dolphin, which is mint chocolate chip ice cream, green, of course, for the Dolphins, topped off with hot fudge, whipped cream, and a cherry, green and gold sprinkles, and a chocolate dolphin jumping out of your whipped cream. It is fantastic, and you can buy two for the price of one on Wednesdays, where you have the buy one, get one Sundays at Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. Make sure you head out there today and let them know that Wake Up Call sent you. Or you can just say, DT sent me in. With that being said, we're jumping into our next segment. Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver is the acronym, and it's proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Chick-fil-A Cicero having its remodeling and reopening here within the last few weeks. Very happy that they are there for us on 7914 Brewerton Road in Cicero, New York. You can make sure that you head out there to their wonderful, wonderful establishment and go to Chick-fil-A Cicero and, of course, Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. So make sure you head out there as well. Both locations proudly, 7916, Brewerton Road in Cicero, and 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, New York, and 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, which is there for you, the Chick-fil-A Clay. So Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, both located here in Central New York for you. I'm so happy that we have both of these locations, and they are run by one of the most tremendous people that I know, someone I consider a brother of mine, and that is Mr. Jimmer Sikowski. Make sure you head out there, support him and his incredible team at both locations, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. With that being said, today's topic for Lead, New Year's resolutions. I think it's safe to say that most of you watching and listening have made, at some point in your life, a New Year's resolution. Most of us have. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to stop swearing. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get rid of chocolate. I'm going to walk more. I'm going to listen more. I'm going to chase my dreams. I'm going to take that trip. I'm not going to worry about this anymore. I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I'm going to be on time. We have New Year's resolutions. But how often do we keep them? Now, in my walking that a couple years ago I found to be tremendously important to me, and it is very important to me now as well, is that it takes 3 weeks to create a habit. To either create a habit that is good or a habit that's not so good. It could take a second to destroy it, but it takes 3 weeks to create a habit, 21 days on average to create a habit. So when you say, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to be on time, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to call my mom more, I'm going to spend more time with my dad, I'm going to tell my significant other I love them more often than I do, I'm going to make it a point to spend more time with my kids. It takes 3 weeks to create a habit. So what are you doing to create your habits? Are you taking the time? Are you doing it for a day, couple weeks, on and off? See, these New Year's resolutions, they don't work unless they are every day, right? Unless it is something that we focus on really doing often. And they become a joke to a lot of people. You might watch a TV commercial that says, hey, we all know those New Year's resolutions go away after 3 weeks. We all know. I mean, gyms are like, hey, we know in the new year you're going to want to come and see us. We might give you a discount because we know that in the beginning of the year, you're going to want to be here. And we're going to try and get you in the beginning of the year because that's when you made your resolution. You might not stick around, but we'll get you for a few weeks. Or we'll get you to sign up for a membership, and whether you use it or not, we'll still have your money. See, people make jokes about it. They don't always take it seriously anymore. They say, we know you're not going to keep your New Year's resolution. We understand that. So let's exploit it. Make fun of it. Well, I see New Year's resolutions as new beginnings. And what we don't understand, folks, is you don't need a new year to have a new beginning. You don't need a new haircut to have a new beginning. You don't need a new house to have a new beginning. You don't need a new significant other to have a new beginning. You don't need a new job to have a new beginning. You can have a new beginning today because you made a decision to have a new beginning. So yeah, to most people, a new year is turning a new page. It's a blank slate. It's a reboot. It's a restart. It's a new chapter in the book you're writing. So it can be that signifier of, okay, I did all these things wrong. Now I can do them right. But see, a New Year's resolution or any resolution, when you make a promise to yourself or to somebody else, you got to keep it. So when you say, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, you got to keep it. If you say, Mom, I'm not going to be late anymore for dinner. Mom might appreciate that you're on time January 2nd, January 15th, January 27th, February 3rd, February 17th. But by February 24th, you're late again. And you're late for the rest of the year. So now, Mom goes, yeah, you were on time for a couple weeks. But now you're late again. You said you weren't going to be late anymore. Folks, New Year's resolutions always sound good. But we have to keep them. So how do we keep them? Well, we have to learn the things that have stood in our way from keeping them in the past. We have to evolve and jump over those hurdles that we've either created for ourselves or that have been out of our control, that we have made an excuse to not keep these New Year's resolutions. So we have to evolve past those. We have to ad-lib, right? When life throws you a curveball, you have to stay true to those positive and good habits that you said you're going to create in your life and keep. And you have to deliver on the promise. You have to deliver on the promise. Learning is great, but we learn things. It doesn't mean you do anything with that knowledge and that wisdom. So learning plus evolution, learning, evolving, doing something with what you learned. Ad-libbing. When things don't go your way, when things get difficult, when the devil tries to throw that monkey wrench or God tries to teach you a lesson or test you, you got to be able to ad-lib. But you got to carry it all out to delivering. You have to deliver. Learning, evolving, and ad-libbing are great. But you have to be able to deliver. Because you can learn. You can evolve into a better person. You can be good at ad-libbing and dealing with situations that come up at different times and roadblocks that try and prevent you from being the good person you say you're going to be. But at the end of the day, if you don't deliver, if you don't come through, if you don't take that knowledge, that wisdom, that evolution, that growth in your ability to ad-lib on the fly and actually deliver, you got to get to the end. You got to deliver. Because a lot of people say, I'm gonna. I learned my lesson. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. And a lot of times, I'm sorry. I know what I did. I won't do it again. What are they met by? It happens again. And what do you say? I'm sorry. I learned my lesson. I won't do it again. I'm sorry. I learned my lesson. I won't do it again. Then you become a broken record. Because you have to deliver. See, we apologize to God and we say, well, God will forgive us. God will forgive us. He is an infinite forgiveness opportunity for us. No matter what we do or how often we do it, He will always forgive us. But you know what I think God's going to say at the end of our lives? I forgived you. I gave you my forgiveness 3,600,896 times. And you did the same thing and asked for my forgiveness 3,600,895 times in the last time you finally got it. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe every time you asked for forgiveness, you did it again. Maybe you did it half the time. But the fact of the matter is, when we ask for forgiveness and we say we're not going to do it and we try to get better, we have to deliver on these resolutions. To say, I'm going to lose weight, and you lose weight for the first 3 months of the new year, and then you put it all back on because you felt really good and you said, wow, I'm really proud of myself for losing this weight. So now I'm going to eat some cookies. Now I'm going to eat some chocolate. Now I'm going to have a ton of cheese. Now I'm just going to load up on all these carbs because I'm so proud of myself for being so good. I've seen people do this. Lose 20 pounds, gain 30. You're so proud of them for losing this weight. And then they gain it back, and then they pass it. If we want to lose weight, if we want to be healthy, if we want to be present, listen more, be conscientious of things, swear less, go to sleep earlier, get more rest, stop yelling, stop calling people names, don't stoop to other people's levels, stick up for ourselves, be respectful, but don't be a pushover. Don't bully back the bully. Whatever we're trying to learn, whatever we're trying to teach ourselves, to be more open, more emotional, more giving of our time, of our energy. To be more empathetic, to be more open, to learn new things. Whatever we're trying to do, to be better with money. Whatever we're trying to do, you can't try to do it sometimes. Because consistency, either for good or for bad, is consistency. And whatever you're more consistent with, that's who you are. That's who you've become. If you consistently are late, but always want to be on time, you're late. If you're consistently good with your money, and yeah, you'll treat yourself here and there, but consistently, at the beginning of the year, you got enough to pay your bills. In the middle of the year, you got enough to pay your bills. At the end of the year, you got enough to pay your bills. And all in between, you never overspend beyond your means. Well, then you're consistently good with money. Life is all about habits. It's who you are. What did they say? The first time you do something, it's a mistake. The second time you do something, it's a habit. The third time you do something, it's a lifestyle. What you do the most is who you are. So you can't tell somebody, I'm not a flirt. All right, I had a friend that was a flirt, whether he was dating somebody or not. You can't say to your girlfriend, I'm not a flirt, and then tell her, well, 90% of the time I flirt, but it's not a big deal. You are a flirt. If you flirt if you flirt 4 out of 7 days of the week, the majority of the time you flirt, you're a flirt. You have to choose what you're going to do. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody said it was going to be easy. But you have a choice. And these New Year's resolutions, they always sound awesome. They sound so good. Right? But how many people keep them? Because here's the thing. If you say this year, I'm going to lose weight, and you work toward it every day, and you make it a habit, and you keep it in your life, and you do it in a healthy way, you're not torturing yourself, you're not punishing yourself, you're actually in a healthy way, trying to lose weight, not trying to cut corners and cheat and do all this crazy stuff that's dangerous for your body. You're actually doing something organic with yourself to lose the weight. Right? Then in 2025 and 2026, you're not saying, okay, my New Year's resolution this year is to lose weight. You're just continuing the habit. You create it and because my hope for you is that you don't have to make a New Year's resolution. That you don't have to go into the new year going, okay, I screwed up doing this 27 times this year, or 100 times this year, or I did this every other day this year, and now I got to stop. My hope for you is that you don't have to keep making New Year's resolutions. My hope for you is that you build habits that become a lifestyle that are productive and positive and good and fruitful and giving. so that you can be proud of yourself and happy from the inside out, so that when another new year rolls around, you don't look back at this last year and go, wow, I wasted all of that. I said I was going to do all these things. I did none of them. How many of us know that there's a science project due in August? Well, that's summer. Let me rephrase. I haven't been in school in a while. So I forget when people have breaks. Let's say the teacher tells us we have a science project that is due April 23rd. And she tells us on February 7th. If we do a little bit at a time between February 7th to April 23rd, it's not so much of a daunting task. But on April 22nd at 11:57 at night, that's a big task. So, what we have to remember in life is that it's taking steps a little at a time. And some days you might take 15 steps, and some days you might take a half a step, and some days you might take 2, and some days you might take 30. But as long as you're moving forward, that's what matters. So don't beat yourself up if you start this New Year's resolution. And start the New Year's resolution today. If you want to lose weight, if you want to be punctual, if you want to chase your dreams, if you want to write that novel, start today. Why do you have to start 3 days from today or 2 days from today? Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to wait? Don't wait. Do it now. And a little bit at a time. And don't beat yourself up. It's going to take time. Everything in your life that has any true, strong, big, good value, lasting value, it's going to take time. I didn't build this business overnight. I had no idea how to do certain things. I believed in my dream. I have a strong faith in God. I have belief in myself. I have belief in my dreams. I put it all together and I chased it. I didn't know it was going to look like this. I had no idea. And I'm extremely grateful for every moment that I have, and it's beautiful, and it makes me want to keep doing more. But this stuff isn't built overnight. So don't be hard on yourself when you say, I want to lose weight, and you don't lose 15 pounds between January 1st and January 2nd. It's going to take time. But my hope for you, my hope for me, is that the next New Year's, we're not saying the same thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I promise I'm going to do that, God. I'm going to try to do that. No. Do it. Because life is not waiting for you to do it. Life is moving. And you got to move forward. So get after it. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with making a New Year's resolution. But make it today. And keep it. And go be positive toward yourself and toward others. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back with the top dog of the week right after this. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also, I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was, selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career, it's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay bringing you lead every single week on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in our Friday broadcasts. Big time thanks to Jimmer Sikowski and his team members at both of these locations, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, New York for Chick-fil-A Cicero, and on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York for Chick-fil-A Clay. It is now time, Lily, please help me, to announce the top dog of the week. Top dog of the week coming to you by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, both in East Syracuse. You can find the daycare on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse and around the corner on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse. You'll find Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. If you come off of Erie Boulevard right there on Bridge Street, you see BJ's across the street. You're going to be on the other side of Bridge Street, and you're going to go up and not go over the hill. You're going to make that left before you go over the bridge, and you will find your way to Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. So, with that being said, my final top dog of the week of 2023. Who is it going to be? Folks, I'm picking my dad. Now, I'm choosing my dad because my dad has, he's been under the weather. Now, we got to take a trip in December, and it may become a thing. I hope it becomes a thing. We've taken a trip with each other the last 2 Decembers, and we've gone down to Florida. We had a fantastic time, and wasn't long enough. Never is, right? And when you're having a good time. And so spending time with my dad, which means the world to me. My dad got sick around Christmas time, and he's still under the weather. Nothing crazy, but, he's under the weather. So we haven't been able to do Christmas yet, and his birthday is the last day of the year on December 31st. So if I'm going to have the last top dog of the week of 2023, I feel like my dad should be the last top dog of the week as we celebrate his birthday on the last day of the year, in 2023 here. So happy early birthday, Pop, and I hope that you continue to heal up and get better. I get to go to his doorstep, and I got to do something cool for Christmas for him to show him how much I love him. And so even though we can't physically spend time together, I'm hoping we will be able to do that soon. So shout out to my dad for being the top dog of the week. Another top dog of the week that I want to give a shout out to is, honestly, to every team that has already competed and continues to compete in Division I from Lemoyne College. You are my top dogs of the week because you have done a tremendous job. This is a tall task, right? Because the move from Division II to Division I means you're changing your conference, so none of those teams are the same. And you're changing divisions, so your non-conference schedule, nobody you know for the most part. And your conference schedule, nobody you know for the most part. So going into a whole new world is something that all of these teams are enduring with Lemoyne, and they've been doing a tremendous job. They've already made history upon history in the first few months of being a Division I institution in their transitionary period. So I want to give them a shout out. I also want to shout out Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse and the incredible work. The men's and women's soccer teams both made it to the national tournament. The women made it to their third straight national championship game, and they won back in 2021. So a shout out to them for being nationally relevant year in and year out for men's and women's soccer, and for the men's basketball team at Bryan and Stratton of Syracuse for being ranked number 1 in the nation here before we hit the midseason break, as well as the women's team being ranked in the top 2 in the nation before the midseason break. So big time shout out for my top dogs there at Bryan and Stratton of Syracuse as well. My other top dog of the week that I would like to mention, I would have to say, I have so many, and it's the end of the year. So, I'm giving shout outs where shout outs are due to all the businesses that have been so good to me, who have believed in my vision and my mission, who have seen how hard I work and everything that I do, have appreciated the under-promise, over-deliver that I pride myself on, who have just been there for me in the trenches for many years, including all of the new businesses that have come on in 2023 and given me an opportunity to work with you and partner with you. Thank you to all of the wonderful and incredible people that value me. I value you as well so very much. And it's nice to be valued because I always value other people. You don't always get it back. To the businesses that have been such amazing blessings in my life, thank you for valuing me, my work, and why I do what I do. You are all a blessing from God to me. Whether or not you believe that or you know that, you are blessings from God to me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for giving me a chance. And I got to thank Lily, my top dog. I know I've thanked her before during the year, but she is the best companion that I could have asked for in my life. Not everything in my life has gone exactly the way that I've had it planned, and pretty much the majority of it has not gone the way that I had it planned, and she has been by my side for so many years, and she makes every day great, and I don't never have a bad moment with her, so I love her to pieces, and I pray to God, as always, that me and the goose are just getting started. I want to shout out my mom as a top dog of the week. My mom has been through a lot. She continues to fight. I pray that she will do good for herself and love herself up like we love her. We love my mom so very much, and I want her to just have the best new year coming up and the best end to this year. I hope everything coming is the best year yet for my mom and for you all. So shout out to my mom, shout out to all my brothers for putting up with me at all hours of the day when I call you and I ask your advice because you're part of my cabinet. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for giving me tough love and for always helping me and for always being there for me no matter what day it is or what time of day it is or what you're doing. You answer your phones, and I thank you so much for that, and I love you all dearly for that. I just want to say thank you, seriously, to all of the blessings in my life. You are all top dogs to me. I can't choose just one. I am so grateful for every single one of you, and I'm so thankful to all the student athletes and the coaches and the professional athletes and the administrators for seeing what I put out there and for appreciating it and for being so good to me and building relationships. The best part of what I do in chasing my dreams is I get to become friends with so many wonderful people. I don't interview players and coaches. I interview friends and colleagues. And that is because God has led me to so many good people who are so caring. And you allow me to tell the truth because you open your hearts up to me and you trust me, and I thank you for that. I am so grateful for the love and the trust and the kindness and the time and everything that y'all give to me. It never goes unnoticed. It never goes unappreciated. It is a reminder to me that someone's picking up what I'm putting down. Bless your hearts. Thank you so much. And thank you to the families of these wonderful people that I've had on the show. Thank you for for sending me love and support. I appreciate that. Thank you to every person that has supported anything that I've done. Thank you to everybody who has never supported anything that I've done. Thank you to the people that have been fake and mean and rude and hateful and jealous and negative. I don't work harder because of you, but I definitely appreciate all the fuel that you put in my tank. No matter how low it gets, you all fuel that tank. And every bit of hate and negativity that I get and jealousy and everyone that steals my work and everybody that lies and does terrible things that they would never want done to them, I am so grateful that God gave me you, because it is a reminder that I am going in the total opposite direction of you. And it is a reminder to me to keep praying and keep helping, because when I see hateful people in the world, it makes me want to just love you up and send you my hopes and my prayers and my well wishes. So I am so grateful for the supporters, and I'm so grateful for the haters, because it doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter. It's I don't do it for you. I do it for God. And I want to go back to heaven. I want to see my family. I want to see my loved ones that have passed away. I want to be able to live in eternity with them. I want to be in a place where there's no disease and no pain and no suffering. And I want to know that everything we endured on this life was to truly have the blessing and the gift that God has promised us, and I believe in that. And I hold on to that, and I intend to know that greater as time goes by. I want to thank the priests that have been great guidance in my life. I want to thank the people of great faith that have taught me how to keep mine strong and to be firm in the tough times. I want to thank all the comedians that make me laugh and that have definitely inspired me to keep going with my comedy. I want to thank all the creators that just do so many great things. It's not about me and me alone. I love when people are passionate and they create beautiful, beautiful work. And to those that create it in the name of God, I love that even more. I'm thankful for all my top dogs and God, and I point here because I've shown this before, but I have a picture of Jesus that says, let's see if you can see it. No. Trying to get it out of the light. There it is. It says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. So, to God above all, thank you. Thank you for getting me through everything this year and my whole life. Thank you for never giving up on me, never letting me give up on myself, and helping me to use every bit of negative energy to take it with all the positive energy and put it all together and use it all the same as fuel. The positive energy and the negative energy to put it all together and have it all work for the good of the Lord. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for just so many wonderful blessings in my life and all the things that are going to be happening. I thank you for those in advance, God. And yeah, I'm proud that Jesus Christ loves us the way he does. I'm proud that God the Father loves us the way he does. I'm proud that the Holy Spirit can come into our lives and fill us with God even more so every day, every minute, every hour, every second. So, yeah, I'm a grateful person, and I have a lot to be grateful for. I'm happy that some of my friends are back home. Shout out Katie. And I'm just happy to see people winning, man. I really am. I I love seeing people succeed, and I love seeing people chase their dreams, and I love seeing people fall in love and stay in love and build families. It's beautiful. So shout out to all the blessings that come from God, not just to me, but to everybody. And a shout out to everything that is to come. You're all my top dogs of the week. And Lorraine, who runs Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, they don't make them better than you. Lorraine, you're a top dog too. God bless you. Head off to Canine Camp Dog Daycare today on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse for short-term care for your furry loving friends there. And for long-term care for your dogs, you can head out to Canine Kampground Dog Boarding on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse. You can call the daycare at 315-437-7110. And you can call the campground at 315-299-4013. Daycare 315-437-7110. Campground 315-299-4013. We'll take our final step aside. We'll be back right after this. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicollis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9Campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout central and upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox.
If I had to describe it, I would like to say welcoming and kind of homey. Like, I feel home when I'm here.
Here's a special message from North Star Nutrition in North Syracuse and Nutrition Wave in Cicero on their very unique shakes and teas.
I always ask them, are you looking for a shake or a tea? Like, are you hungry or do you need a little bit of a pick-me-up? And then from there, I normally gear it towards whichever they prefer. So I say we offer full meal replacement shakes. They're 24 grams of protein, 21 vitamins and minerals. So the vitamins and minerals in that shake make it a full meal. And you'll stay full for about 4 or 5 hours. And if they want a tea, then I'll tell them that there's either 115 to 200 milligrams of caffeine. I would compare it to maybe 2 cups of coffee, and I explain all the benefits that are in the tea. Like, they have B vitamins to sustain your energy all day long. They have a tea for mental clarity and focus. They have a thermogenic tea to help boost your metabolism, burn calories. Aloe is great for nutrient absorption and digestion. And I say there's other flavors in it for the pretty colors and flavors. I always ask them, like, what's your favorite lollipop flavor? And then I'll go from there, and I'm like, well, believe it or not, there's less than a gram of sugar and it's good for you. The shakes, I say it's like your favorite candy bar or your favorite ice cream because you've had them. It genuinely does not taste like a regular protein shake. This was the first yes that I've ever given because I've always been like too shy or too scared to like talk to people or anything, and this just kind of really opened me up. I've stayed here so long because I just love seeing everybody's faces, having them like sit down at the bar and just telling us little tidbits about their life. You really have no idea what's going on in other people's life, and I feel like this job specifically really puts it into perspective and just kind of helps you enjoy other people's presence. As like a young adult and as a person, I have learned so much working here. Like, to me, it's way more than just shakes and teas.
For healthy drinks that taste amazing in a welcoming atmosphere, head to North Star Nutrition on 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse and Nutrition Wave on 6197 State Route 31 in Cicero. Open 7 days a week at each location. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We appreciate you being here with us every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT, Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. Once we go live, we jump into the archives, Amazon Music, Audible, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube, among others. You can find Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora by simply searching Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT, on your favorite podcasting platform. Make sure you download us, follow us, and save us. Follow, subscribe, like, whatever you got to do to make sure that you're connected to us on your favorite podcasting app, so you never miss a show again. And a big-time shout-out to all of our partners you've heard throughout the broadcast on Carvel, DeWitt, as well as MON-FRI's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, the Wildcat Sports Pub, GG Cards and Breaks, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, K9 Camp Dog Daycare, Avicoli's, K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, PB&J's Lunchbox, Pizza Man, Great Lakes Honda City, Mother's Cupboard, North Star Nutrition, Nutrition Wave, and we are the proud exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. It's Fins Up every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Don't miss a second of all of our Dolphin coverage. AD and DT coming to you the first and third Wednesday of each month during Dolphin Time, which is Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And every second and fourth Wednesday of the month at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, you'll find the Dolphin Dive, diving into stories of student-athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. Find all of our content by subscribing to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Hit the notification bell, and you will find us there. The Lemoyne playlist is also on our YouTube channel, and you can find Lemoyne under the Exclusive Partners tab on WakeUpCallDT.com. For more information, go to LemoyneDolphins.com, and as always, Fins Up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Bobcats every single month here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and what we like to call Bobcat Buzz. Men's and women's basketball going on right now. You can find all of our content with men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, as well as baseball and more by subscribing to our YouTube channel on youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. And, of course, you can find our BSC Syracuse playlist on our YouTube channel for all of our Bobcat Buzz content. You can also search Bobcat Buzz on YouTube to find it as well as going on WakeUpCallDT.com and underneath the exclusive partners tab, finding the Bryan and Stratton Syracuse information there on the BSC Syracuse page. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com, and as always, go Bobcats. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I hope you have a fantastic day today. I hope you have a great rest of 2023. I'll be with you on social media, Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, X at CallDT, Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. So come celebrate the rest of 2023 with me, and let's go into the new year together. We will be off on New Year's Day on January 1st, so I will see you after that, and I look forward to it. Inside of MON-FRI, is what's poppin'. Go to MON-FRI for all of your snacks on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Everybody needs snacks. We watch games, we go to recitals, we watch movies, we go to the movies, we travel. Everybody needs a good snack to have right there in your car as well. And, of course, there's the snacks you get and you share, and there's the snacks you get and you hide. You hide them somewhere in the house so that you can eat them when everyone's sleeping. MON-FRI's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Make sure you head out there today. Let them know the DT sent you, or you could say Wake Up Call, whichever. The annoying moment of the week, big shout out to Carvel, DeWitt. Lead, learn, evolve, Ad-lib, and deliver. Big shout out to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And a big time shout out to the top dog of the week from K9 Kamp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding. I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful rest of 2023. I cannot wait to see you in the new year, and make sure you stay tuned. Coming up next is my one-on-one conversation with Malcolm Folk, where we go behind the scenes of his life as well as painting a bigger picture of Syracuse Orange football and the life of a student athlete, including going through all of the changes and different things that have happened recently with Syracuse football, how Malcolm Folk went through that with Dino Babers and Fran Brown, graduating in 3 years, getting his degree in political science, deciding to leave and go to Kent State. All of this wonderful, wonderful story of Malcolm Folk is coming up next, and it is told so beautifully. I can't wait to share it with you, so make sure you go and check it out now. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Early Happy New Year. I'll see you online. Go to our social media. Go to wakeupcalldt.com and go to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. You all are amazing. God loves every single one of you. Don't ever quit on chasing your dreams. Don't ever quit on yourself. Don't ever stop loving. Don't ever stop having a good and kind and open heart. Be good to each other. Don't let any hate or negativity or anything that is against, God and goodness keep you down. Don't let it take you down. We are not perfect. I know things hurt, but please, please, please know that what people say and do to try and hurt you is never bigger than the amount of love that God has for you. And I pray that you feel that in your heart and mind and soul and body today and every day. God loves you. I send you my love. I mean that. Please be good to each other. Don't give up. Be safe. Be kind. Have fun. Smile. Laugh. God loves you all. I send you my best. Happy New Year. Keep being awesome. We'll talk soon. This is Wake Up Call, and I'm happy to know you.